Well. I'll try to say this without getting loud because my neighbors are sleeping. It's about 10 minutes to 12 here in Pittsburgh. And I was on my way to bed, and somebody sent a comment to me on my take on the Colin Flaherty channel, the video that I did about it. He sent me this, to me, it's a threatening comment. Now, anybody that watched the video, the whole video that I did on Colin Flaherty, knows that I'm not supporting any form of, blackness, as I call it. And I was very clear about that in the video. So while I'm making a video about, Black History Month and talking about how black people need to evolve, and if you've been watching my channel, if you've been following me, you know that I don't support blackness. And you need to understand what that means. That doesn't mean that doesn't make me an Uncle Tom. That doesn't mean I don't love my own people. That means that I don't support, the cover up of, the cover up in the, I don't know how to say the word, the attitude, the dark black attitude of black Americans, their hatred for white Americans. I don't support it. I made that very clear when I talked about Colin Flaherty. And I was under the impression that when I made a channel like what I said about Colin Flaherty and any of the other racial videos that I made about racial issues, because of the type of discussions that I open up about it, I figured it would be black folks that would get angry with me. But this that I'm going to read to you is a prime example of why I stopped watching the Colin Flaherty channel. And this is a prime example of what I was talking about in the last video. This knucklehead, I'm going to expose him. This is Colin Flaherty exposed right here. This is from 1:30 Starfish. Just came in tonight. Was emailed to me, I think, 30 minutes ago. Okay? This is what he says. He says, D-Roy, you are slow in thought and slow in speech. Let me give you a clue, princess. There's going to be a retaliation. We are the race that invented the word genocide. So bring it on. Did I say something racist in my video? Did I say anything about a race war? Did I threaten anybody in my video? Who's the dumb one in this one? So, as a Christian, I understand how some things we have to really strive for peace, even when it seems like people are breaking things down into teams and they're not looking for peace. We as Christians have to strive for peace because we know violence, we know threats is not the answer. And now that this knucklehead said what he said, I remember. And I'm going to say what I got to say about Colin Flaherty, or why I don't watch his videos as much. And I still do watch his channel. Matter of fact, I watched about 2 or 3 videos just yesterday on his channel. Are you getting this? Or are you going to send me another hateful comment like this? I watched 3 Colin Flaherty channel videos just yesterday, last night. And I did not leave any comment. I watched it and I let it go. And I also watched that video with that one guy from Germany, Steffix or Steffox, however you pronounce his name. And I noticed that the Steffox, however you pronounce his name, he was trying to find a middle ground. Okay? Colin wasn't. Now, to say somebody that is a racist, listen, before you start sending me a hateful comment, listen. Before you call somebody a racist, I don't call anybody a racist. I didn't say. Did I call Colin Flaherty a racist? No, I didn't. And I don't believe he's a racist. I'm going to tell you what's racist about Colin Flaherty, but Colin Flaherty himself is not a racist. Let me repeat so you don't send me another stupid comment like this. I don't think Colin Flaherty is a racist. I do not think Colin Flaherty is a racist. What I think is racist about Colin Flaherty's channel, I'm going to explain in a minute. Are you getting this? Or are you going to send me hateful comments because you don't want to listen to the whole video? You just want to see a black face so you can show your stupid hate. Got me waking up. I was going to go to bed. You got me getting up at 11 something at night. This is the kind of stuff that'll get me killed by black people. This is the kind of stuff right here. This guy's comment. Oh, this little coward, Mr. Starfish, that wrote this. And I want him to go back and reply to my channel. I want you to reply, Mr. Starfish, because I want to delete you in front of everybody. And as soon as I delete you, I'm going to make sure everybody saw me delete you. We're the ones that brought up the word genocide, so bring it on. Where the heck is your mind, dude? What kind of white trash comment is that? Obviously, you didn't listen to the video. I ain't say nothing to blow you up like that. What is Colin Flaherty, some kind of freaking god? All you have to do is say his name, and you know, it's like saying the word atheist. You say the word Colin Flaherty, they come running like a pack of wolves too. This is what I don't like about the Colin Flaherty channel. This is why, even though I watch the channel, when I do watch it, I watch it as news. I don't watch it to comment anymore. I don't watch it to point the finger at my people anymore. I love pointing the finger at my people. I think it's my right to do so because I am black. So I feel it's my right to do so. Okay? This comment right here will get me killed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you see, and I just said this in a video that I just did last night about how guys like me get beat up. We get beat up by white people. It's not the thugs. It's not the so-called black mob violent ones that are getting beat up by white people. It's not the guys that are playing the race card that get beat up by white people. Okay? It's not Black Lives Matter that gets beat up by white people. It's the people that are what I call more potential black people, like myself, even though this guy here says I'm slow in speech. Okay? Your mama is slow at using the bathroom, okay? But anyway, okay? The point is, it's people, it's nice guys like me that get beat up. If I had opened up the channel cussing and calling everybody, a whitey and calling everybody names and all this kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Maybe I wouldn't have got any comments, or maybe I would have just got, comments from other black folks, or maybe I would, you know what I'm saying? But this is the whole point I was making when I talked about Colin Flaherty. Is racist white people show up on the channel. It's not Colin Flaherty himself that really ticks me off. It's the fact that racists like this piece of trash right here, okay, that show up on the channel. And they don't listen to his whole video either. All they need to do is see some black folks doing something wrong, and they go to clowning. And I'm going to ask you again. See, this is what I told Colin that I didn't spit out in the last video. Colin said it was a good idea, but he'll never get to it. I bet you one of my fingers that he'll never get around to it. I said to Colin Flaherty, I said, Colin, this is what you need to do. Because just simply showing videos of black people, or should I say more likely black teenagers, because most of the crime on his video is done between the ages of 22 and under, all the way down to these people that are doing the crimes are like 22 years old and going back to 12 that are doing crime. Ain't nobody my age on the Colin Flaherty channel, okay, doing crime in high numbers. Maybe one guy out of every, 100 teenagers or something, okay? But the whole reason why I had to back up off his channel, because people get in there on that channel and they act like it's a KKK channel. Oh, this is our thing. Like I said before, it's like, they don't care about a solution. They just care about clowning black people. And violence is not the only way that people get big subscribers and big views for clowning black people. Other things that black people do. White people love to climb in there and subscribe and put that in their playlist. They love to see black people do negative things. And my problem with anybody who wants to highlight the idea of what black people are doing wrong, my question to you is, speaking of Black History Month, what about all the black folks that ain't doing wrong? Okay? What about the black folks? What about Benjamin Carson? How many of you are fans of Benjamin Carson? People like Benjamin Carson, Shelby Steele, even Morgan Freeman for that matter. I'm not a big fan of Morgan Freeman because I think he's an atheist, other world scientists. Crazy. He's getting nutty, okay, in my opinion. But, you know, I'm pretty sure you won't see him or anybody in his family on the Colin Flaherty channel, okay? You ain't gonna see nobody in my family on the Colin Flaherty channel. If the shoe fits, wear it. But I don't have to wear it because it don't fit me. Like I said in my comment on my own channel. But two things bug me about the Colin Flaherty channel that and one of them I didn't discuss before. The first one is the fact that racist white people love to come on there and they wait for a black person to come in there, and just like this Mr. Starfish didn't listen to the whole video before he started threatening me and saying nasty things on my channel, which he's going to get deleted. Watch me. Okay? But just like him, when I go in the Colin Flaherty channel, they just want a black person to open up his mouth. Okay? So that they can put their foot in it. But they're not listening to what he has to say. They only understand him. They just assume that because he's coming in there and he's seeing his black counterparts being clowned, they automatically assume that he should be offended, and so they attack him. And they didn't even hear what he had to say. They never listened to what I had to say. I've been called the N-word and everything else on Colin's channel. Because somebody did not want to listen to what I had to say. They felt that this is our channel. This is for us. This is, we don't expect black people to come in here. So if they come in here, we're going to automatically put our foot in their mouth without listening to what they have to say. And the second thing I told Colin was this. Just clowning black folks does not bring a solution to what's going on in the black community. Just making these videos, okay, that say, look what black people are doing, and look how many of them are doing it all over the world. That does not bring a solution if that's all you're doing is showing videos. But I says if you take your video coverage into the schools and openly address young black kids with this stuff, let them see themselves on your videos, then you might get the schools and the kids to get together and talk, and then you might be able to help the situation. That's what I would do. And I know, I live here in a part of town. We don't have them problems here in Pittsburgh. You can go to Colin Flaherty's channel and see how many videos he does on Pittsburgh. We got some bad behind black kids out here, but not too many of them end up on the Colin Flaherty channel. Okay? I can go show you here in Pittsburgh where black folks go out of their way to put a stop to a lot of things in this part of town. Okay? In this part of the state. And I'm waiting to see more, videos on places like Allentown, State College, any big city in Pittsburgh. Okay? Any big city in Pennsylvania, including Pittsburgh. I've seen, he did a video right up here in my neighborhood, right down the road here in Carrick. He did a video about Carrick, but he didn't show no video. He just showed pictures of Carrick. And, but those are the two reasons that bug me about his channel. Is the fact that racist people go in there and they act like it's a racist coffin. It's a club. Now, some of you will get mad at what I'm saying and you'll go to hate and you're not listening because I'm not lying. It's a fact. Unless you are really racist. And if you are racist, you're no threat to me. Because if you were a threat to me, I wouldn't be making this video, Mr. Starfish. And just to show you, okay, that you're no threat to me, I want you to come back and I want you to add to your comment. I want you to explain to all my fans. I want you to explain to everybody on my channel why you felt you needed to write this racist comment when my video was not racist. Threatening me, telling me about, oh, you some retaliation. Retaliation to what? I'm not part of black mob violence. I'm 50 years old. And I live in Pittsburgh. And like that conversation that Colin had with Steph Fox the other day. I have a high school diploma. Okay, plus 2 years of college. I have, education. I have a job. I have, I had good parents. I have a good upbringing. I'm a Christian. Okay? So, I'm sorry if black people aren't doing better than white people. But one thing for sure, I'm going to look out, whether you do it or not. I'm going to look out for those that ain't part of black mob violence. Whether the enemy is white or black. Whether the enemy is white or black. I'm looking out not only for black people in general, but even more so for those that are like me. Duh. Okay? All you racists understand this. And the fact is, even though Colin himself might not be a racist, segregation is racist, and he preaches that. Telling white women, attention white women, okay, don't date black men. They'll kill you. Take your kids out of black schools, which I don't know if there is a such thing as black schools. Okay? There may be schools where, because of the rate of the neighborhood, the population may be predominantly black, but I wouldn't call that a black school. But that's not good enough for Colin. He wants you to take your kids out of schools that are half and half. He don't want your kid going to a school where black people go to school. He said this out of his own mouth on his own channel. Go look it up. He believes in segregation. He believes in separating black kids from white kids. And even if you feel that that is a safety measure, it may be a safety measure at the time that the violence is going on. But once you get the violence to stop, okay, we all need to be one in this country. We all need to be doing things together. Segregation never worked out. Don't you understand that segregation is the reason why we still got race fighting going on today? Now, a lot of this is not really anything to do with our government. This is where I blame black folks, because, you know what I'm saying, whether you run the white people out of town, okay, whether you run the white people out of town, or whether you have just They left town because of other reasons. Okay? You know, once you do that, you cannot cry about what people say to you, and you just ruined your chances of, building a better society, in my opinion. You know, I'm totally for blacks and whites living together in peace. If that's racist to white folks, I wish I could give you my middle finger, but the Lord won't let me do that. Okay? That's dumb. Okay? On your part. There ain't nothing wrong with black folks and white folks being together in harmony. And I believe there are parts of town, because I've lived in those parts of town, and I travel through those parts of town. I shop in those parts of town. I have family and friends in those parts of town where black folks and white folks are living in harmony. And I really believe that a lot of the people that are bothered, I'm not saying that it's not natural to be bothered by black mob, so-called black mob violence, or black teenage violence is more of the popularity of it. Okay? Um, you know, I'm sure that we can all live in harmony. Okay? But a lot of these whites that are really upset and get on that Colin Flaherty channel and go to waiting for somebody black to show up, a lot of them were racist to begin with. They're not racist all of a sudden just because these kids are out here acting up. They was racist to begin with. How old you want to bet Mr. Starfish is? Okay? I'd like Mr. Starfish to explain to my channel all the cuts and bruises on his body from black mob violence. I'd like Mr. Starfish to explain, okay, all the people in his family that have been attacked by black mob violence. And then, and only then, may I maybe let him stay on my channel. But the difference between my channel and the Colin Flaherty channel is I'm not going to let nobody come in my channel and be racist. Colin Flaherty might do that, but whether you're black or white, you come in my channel talking some nonsense when my whole point is to break the barriers and restore peace. You come in there with your hate, click, and you're gone. And that goes also for foul language and the N word, any racist words to whites or anything else. This is a Christian channel that happens to talk about politics and race and culture as well. Because these are the things that are plaguing my life. Just like they're plaguing your life, white people. But how dare you go after a guy like me? You better get on the Colin Flaherty channel and get the phone numbers of these boys that are doing the black mob violence. Because they're so busy doing violence, they don't have time to be on the internet. But if you want to really, really, really get in somebody's face, let's see you, Mr. Big Boy Pants. Go out there and get in the face of these violent little critters. Get in their face. And let's see, you sit there and talk about some retaliation. You're going to do some genocide. Let's see it then. But as for the rest of y'all that know how to listen and pay attention to common sense and common discussion, y'all know I don't support blackness, but that doesn't mean that I support racial hate towards my own people either. Okay? So whether you're black or white, you better watch your step around me. Okay? That's all I'm saying, because my channel is about God, love, peace, joy in the Holy Spirit. It ain't about all that racial hate. I don't care how bad the world gets out there. That's why I am a Christian. Because no matter how bad the world gets, Jesus is better. So until next time, God bless you. I hope we have an understanding. I hope we have peace with one another. Like, dislike, subscribe, leave a comment. Don't leave another comment like this, because just like Mr. Starfish, you will get deleted. Okay? But God bless you. Thank you for coming to my channel.